back, everybody, to Desert Valley Blitz. This is our Week 12 wrap-up. We're already into the playoffs, into the second round. Very exciting times.
Yeah.
5 teams in the desert,
Having fun.
still alive, Coach, and we'll get to that in the next section.
We got a real chance to have a desert team go far into the playoffs, maybe finals, maybe win it all, man.
Yeah,
I like our
definitely.
chances this year. One of them.
Right. And it has to be said, 4 of the 5 coaches that are still coaching came on the show. So I think we're a good luck charm. So everybody else out there, you better
Hey, I didn't
better
think
take
about
note,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 of the 5 guys that are still coaching or came talk to us. So I'm not,
Get
not
that
saying
Desert
anything,
Blitz.
but we just might be lucky.
That Desert Blitz magic.
That's it, man. That's it. So we're going to start this week with the game that we attended and Coach Josh's game of the week. Banning hosted Coachella Valley. And, man, what a scene out there in Banning,
awesome.
huh, Coach?
Yeah, it was nice. They had some good barbecue, had a Diet Coke. I was happy, man.
It was a beautiful stadium. I had not been out to Banning in years. And that field, that stadium.
It was beautiful. It looked like a small college almost. It was nice.
It was beautiful. I think the school's brand new. Coach Jake and the AD out there, we wanted to thank you guys for opening the doors for us to come out there and cover your team and your kids. Yeah. And, man, what a team that Banning had, huh?
Yeah, I was just so impressed from the quarterback, Jacob Anzadua. He was throwing the ball all over the field. I mean, he made every big throw that you can make on a football field. I mean, he was throwing quick outs, hitches, outs, corner routes. But I like the way he was throwing that slant. He was almost throwing it 2 windows over, so that timing on the receiver was going to catch it on the run, and they kept running. He just has an arm, man. He can make all the throws. I was super impressed with him. So much so. And then the other takeaway from the game is Coachella, they had their hands full that first half. They were losing 28 Banning put 28 on them, and they come out in the second half, and it was a ballsy schematic. They came up, they put 3 safeties, they manned it across on the receivers, and 2 linemen. So they ran a 20, and it worked.
And it worked.
It worked.
It stemmed the tide on the offense.
The quarterback was starting to. Those windows weren't there. They're playing man. They got 3 safeties.
They were dropping 9, Coach.
I know. So you got to run, right? So they were running, but they were running counter, and there's no DN to kick out. So it was kind of spilling outside more than it should. And there's a bunch of DBs out there that were just tackling them. I would have tacked it straight on, some type of quarterback draw or something, But they didn't do it. They kept trying to pass, and this is how good the quarterback is. He scored against that. He scored against, what do you call that, 3-man under? I mean,
3-man under.
Marched them down through the passing game and he scored one more in the half. It wasn't enough. It got close, but man, what a competitor he was.
It was a kind of a game of fluky things. If you remember, the first score of Coachella was on an interception by Coachella. Remember?
Yeah, that might have been the play of the game.
Camargo rips the ball from
kind of big brother.
He rips the ball from the receiver and takes it the other way. Yeah. And that's the first score for Coachella. So it was kind of a bizarre. It was a bizarre start. It was a pick.
Yeah. Banning picked it. I was like, oh, and then Ivan runs up and just rips the ball off, and then he
goes
takes
the other way.
And that might have been the
game.
That
is the difference.
That play right there.
Yeah, I mean, so it was a bizarre game. Banning first half looked unstoppable. They were moving the ball. Offense was beautifully coached, game plan was beautiful. They attacked Coachella all in the right windows.
I kept hearing about it. It was just so nice to see it, up close and in person, just to see how his timing was. It was awesome to see.
And he has weapons all over the field.
Oh, yeah.
16, the receiver, Jamari.
Was it Garlington?
Garlington, that guy is a legit football player. Like, he's not the biggest guy in the world.
Makes all the plays.
When he touches the ball, it's electric. And then even on defense,
he's
coming in. He was taking Camargo out, and Camargo is 220 pounds. And he was coming down and just making beautiful tackles and actually getting him on the ground.
He knows what it's supposed to look like. So.
Yeah, I mean, Banning was ultra impressive in that first half. I thought, seeing that first half, that there was no way that Coachella was going to be able to slow them down. But shout out to Coach Esquivel, the defensive coordinator at Coachella. He came out with a
ballsy scheme,
with a little mad scientist move. That's something that I haven't really seen. And number 8 for Coachella, I think, is the player of the game on the defensive side.
Sebastian Casillo.
Yeah, because when they did rush 2, he was still getting pressure.
He was. They couldn't block him at all, even with 5 guys. It was impressive, man.
Yeah, so it was. Shout out to that guy, man. He definitely was the player of the game on defense for Coachella.
So, yeah, Coachella's coaching staff did good. They got their kids. So it's hard to put in a scheme in the middle of the game like that. You gotta teach it to the kids. The kids got to execute it.
Right.
And they did all of that. So it was a combination of that, the kids making plays, coaching their butts off. So it was a good win for Coachella, 100%.
Yeah, but I left being very impressed with Banning. So it's officially, I think it's official to say that the Desert Valley Blitz team is on the Banning bandwagon.
Send us some gear so we can
all
put it
those
up,
guys,
man.
most of their main players are coming back. And hearing from some of the people in the program, some of their best players are hurt. So they didn't even have their full complement of players out there.
Quarterback,
I mean, next year could be scary. Yeah. So we're officially next year going to be adding Banning to the teams that we're going to be covering. So because I think it's just for the fun of it too, to kind of watch that team grow. It's very impressive from what they've done over there.
You
Coach
can tell they're
Jake,
on the rise.
It's an ascending program.
Yeah.
We were talking to the 80 a little bit. They were 1-9 2 years ago. So they're right on the cusp of something special at Banning High School in the football program. So shout out to those guys. I mean, they got a ton of young talent. This kid named JJ Marina on the defensive side,
all over the place.
He was making every tackle. Yeah. And he's a sophomore. So shout out to that guy, man.
You're not supposed to be that good.
He's just a natural out there. And I talked to his dad because I know his dad. He's a Raja. Shout out to Johnny Moreno, old Raja.
Shout out.
Old Raja, great, but he's first year he's ever played defense. And it seemed like he was in every tackle. In every tackle
good
for the game. So he's a natural. So it's only going to get better for Banning. We're officially on the bandwagon. Yeah. But Coachella escapes with the win, but Banning left us pretty impressed, right?
Great
Coach?
Game. It was one of the best games I saw this year.
Yeah.
Both sides it was awesome.
Well, it was well coached on both sides. Yeah. The players played their butts off, and it's just that 3-point field goal.
CIF playoffs. Yeah, that's you called it, y'all. That's gonna
change the game, and
right
it did.
There.
That 3 points was the difference. So great game.
Awesome.
Shout out to Banning High School. They were great hosts.
Thanks for having us.
We definitely want to come back next year when you guys get going again, because I want to see that offense and some of your young talent develop.
Yeah, when you got a quarterback that good, man, it's fun to watch.
It was beautiful. So shout out to Banning High School, Coach Jake, and everybody over there. We had a great time. Mm-hmm. We're officially on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
And we're looking for good things. Coachella moves on to the second round. Shout out to the Arabs. Yeah. And we'll talk about the second round matchup more in the next segment. Moving on to some other Valley games, first round. So our number one seed in the Valley is Palm Springs. There's a number one seed in Division 7. They have a home game against Claremont. Final score, Palm Springs 33, Claremont 7. Yeah. So did you get the chance to check out any of this?
I didn't get to see any. I heard they did a lot of the damage to the run game. They didn't really need Bishop, but he still made his plays.
Oh, yeah,
he had some nice, like 4 or 5 nice completions, just did his part. And,
right.
Kovrapola, I heard, was a menace on the ground. Just he's probably a menace everywhere, of course.
That guy's everywhere. Man.
Yeah, so it's just so good to see them. Their Division 7's pretty up there, and they handled that game pretty easily. So it's fun to see.
Claremont got the ball from Claremont. I got to watch film on this game.
Okay.
Claremont's a big football team. They were definitely bigger than Palm Springs up front, which is going to be the case as we move forward, as teams go over the hill. That's usually the case for our teams. But and they went down the field and scored on the first drive. So it looked like, these guys came to play. But Palm Springs gets the ball back. Bishop Miller gets them down there. Koa's running. He's throwing. They immediately go answer it, and then
sounded like they made an adjustment on the defense.
Couple adjustments on the defensive side, but the offense after that first drive, the offense looked great. I mean, Coach Gore had a brilliant game plan. They were mixing it up, passing, running, and it wasn't just all Koa. They have another guy that's kind of stepped up into the role in running back. No, Tank was a little bit banged up, so they're not playing him as much in offense.
I love that when people step up.
Yeah, Marcus Kennedy, a sophomore, and I saw him in the backfield, so I had to kind of to reach out to my sources. He did a really good job for them. He's not Koa. He's not Tank. He's not gonna, he's not gonna run people over like Koa. He's not gonna run away from people like Tank. But he's a good back. He'll get in there and mix it up and give you 5-10 yards on a run.
That's all you need.
And it also gives Koa and Tank time to rest for defense.
Going 2 ways.
And you could see it on defense. Those guys Koa was flying around. And that guy Kennedy was a big part. He didn't have a ton of big plays, but just his presence alone, like back to having a suitable back, to kind of feel they've got another weapon over there. And according to my sources, he's only a sophomore.
Wow.
So they got some more kids coming up through Palm Springs. But so Palm Springs kind of dominated there after that first score. Second half was an all Koa show, man. That guy had 2 sacks for fumbles, 2 strip sacks.
Yeah.
One of them for a touchdown. And the other one, he ran for about 50 yards the other way. So he kind of ended the game by himself. They're starting to mix, and Coach Brown's starting to move him around a little bit. So like on the nickel and dime situations, he has Cole rushing now. And from that in spot, and boy, did that pay dividends.
Yeah.
Because that kid was all over the place.
Takes away the timing.
Yeah. So, and then the second half was just another brilliant kind of performance by Bishop Miller. He kind of had the offense moving at all. He'd make the play when he needed to, and then he'd get them into the right place. So,
man, it feels like I haven't seen a Palm Springs game lately. I got to get out there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get to see them soon because they look like they're playing really good football right now. Yeah. So I think that outside of one half of football, they've been pretty perfect throughout the year, and you're starting to see some results. They got a tough matchup coming this week, but yeah, they look good, man. Palm Springs is definitely clicking on all cylinders from what I saw. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're excited. Round 2 for the Indians.
That's a big win.
Yeah, and they got a tough one coming up. Any game now is going to be tough. But especially in Division 7, there's going to be no easy matchups. But they took care of business. They took Koa and the boys. And they took care of business. So we're excited. Hopefully we'll see them this weekend coming up. And then moving on to Division 8, Palm Desert 31, Marina 7. So another Palm Desert score, kind of what we were expecting, right?
Yeah, sounded like they were run first, and Palm Desert knows how to stop that run, man. And they implemented a similar game defensive strategy that they used against La Quinta, and they shut them down, man.
Yeah, it seems like this team kind of played into Palm Desert's hands a bit. So they kind of, Palm Desert kind of got off to a slow start offensively. Just Marina was pretty good on defense, as most, a team from Orange County that's playing in the playoffs going to be probably pretty good somewhere.
Yeah, it's playoffs.
It's playoffs, so you're not getting no easy matchups. But Palm Desert seemed to kind of figure them out and kind of moving the ball. I know they were running the ball a little bit more this time.
Yeah, that's when they do the most damage, when they get that running game going, mixed in with their passing and screen game. They're hard to beat.
Yeah, I think even Jonah Tolan had a rushing touchdown in the first half. So Palm Desert kind of pulls away second half. Their defense, they kind of played in their hands. Playing La Quinta kind of got them prepared for this team, apparently. The big storyline from this game moving forward is AJ Rivera's health. He did leave the game in the second quarter. Did not return. Backup came in. Perez, I believe is his name. He did a great job.
4 for 5, I heard.
Yeah. He did a great job just controlling the offense, getting them into the right spot.
Which is awesome to see. It's always, especially in a playoff scenario.
So he might be having to get ready to go this week and a much tougher opponent, obviously. We don't know the status of AJ. I'm sure.
Some ice on it.
Yeah, day to day, and I'm sure if he can go, he will go. He's a senior. This is his last run at the playoffs. So. But we're all, praying that he's okay and ready to go, because that guy deserves to finish out the season. What he's done this year has been
especially
pretty
how well they're playing right now.
Yeah, so another big test coming up for them. Coach Forty will have them ready. I know Coach Forty was kind of hoping for a home playoff game, but the second one didn't really kind of work out like that. So they'll be on the road, and we'll kind of talk about that. But Palm Desert moves on as kind of expected.
Good job, Palm Desert.
Yeah, they're peaking at the right time, 31-7. It's not really close, and that's
on to the next.
DEL's doing their thing. Moving on to staying in Division 8. Your La Quinta Blackhawks on Thursday night go down to Fullerton Union High School. Final score 38, La Quinta 21. I know you watched this game. What did you see? Yeah,
it was a fun game to watch. They traded blows back and forth. Both offenses were moving the ball primarily through the run. Fullerton runs it a little different than La Quinta, but they were still trading blows. It was touchdown, and then I think the big difference is right before the half. La Quinta, I can't remember if it's a pick or fumble, but Fullerton gets the ball, scores, and then La Quinta gets the ball back. There's like a minute 30 in the half, and they went for some type of read option. They fumbled it again. Fullerton picked it up, and they scored it again before the half. So back-to-back touchdowns right before the half, and
that's the difference.
Yeah. Second half came around. They traded blows again, but it was kind of just too late. So,
especially with the running offense.
Both offenses were humming.
So they were just running the clock. 4-minute drill, just eating it up.
Yeah. Game was over quick.
So it was turnovers, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in the playoffs, you're turning the ball over, especially turning the ball over, leading the scores. Yeah. That's going to be the end of your season.
Especially back-to-back. There's something about the momentum that just happens. You're like, you got to dig yourself out, and it was tough.
Yeah, momentum is real fickle, man. They'll jump sides on you real quick.
Fullerton look good, though. They're a good football team.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a tough draw for La Quinta. I mean, just getting on the bus and driving for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And to try and get the kids ready to play at their top level after that is not the easiest thing to do.
They did get Simon Simonian back. I think I even saw Rubrick.
Yeah, Slim was out there.
Touched the ball a couple times.
Slim was out there.
He made some good runs too, and I was like, man,
Slim's back. But
would have been nice to have that all year.
Yeah, I mean, what could have been for La Quinta, right? I mean, you guys injuries crept up on that season. I mean, La Quinta probably just as talented as anybody, but the injuries to their top line players at some point is going to catch up to you.
Got to be healthy.
Coach Ruiz did a great job holding it together, but
yeah,
you lose top lines like stars like at this level. You know, Slim doesn't touch the ball until the playoff game. That guy could easily change your season just by him being there.
100%.
So. You know, it's football. That's life, and that's football. The injuries are going to catch up to you at some point.
They did a good job though, having that next man mentality all year.
So no, they did a great job. Coach Ruiz, shout out to you guys. You guys did a great job. La Quinta had a great season. Didn't end
some big wins.
Yeah, it didn't end the way you wanted it to, but man, it usually never does. It usually never does, right? Unless you're holding that trophy.
I always say the only people happy at the end of the year, the champions.
Exactly.
Everybody else loses at some point. Everybody has that ick feeling of, oh man, but except the guy that wins it all at the end. So
so that's life and that's football. But great season for the Blackhawks.
Fantastic.
They have a young core coming back. I know they've got some pretty good athletes coming into the program and some guys on the lower level.
Yeah, so the future's bright.
The future's bright. La Quinta's stacking their talent just like the rest of the teams in the DEL. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's a tough way to go out, but hey, you know, it was a good season.
It was fun.
Overall, a good season.
I really enjoyed covering the team, like just following them and seeing a lot. I watched a lot of their games. It was fun football to watch. So
yeah. So
hats off to them. Good job, La Quinta.
Yeah, they'll be back. Blackhawks will be back. They always are.
Yeah.
So moving on, we're gonna move on to Division 11. Our other DEL team still standing. Shadow Hills 37, Yurupa Hills 0, man.
Wasn't even a challenge.
Wasn't close. First round games, usually you get, a little bit of a challenge. It didn't
seem
like.
They got a nice seeding, Coach.
I think Shadow Hills is priming up for a run here. We don't want to jinx it. We'll knock on wood. But what did you kind of find out about this game?
I actually didn't get to see it, but it sounded like they dominated on offense and defense. Got that passing game going. Quarterback had a really good game.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it, but sounds like they did their thing.
Yeah, from what I read and the things I saw, they kind of jumped out early, and Yurupa Hills is a running team, so they got kind of behind early.
Yeah, it's tough.
Shadow jumped all over them, and it was basically, it was a track meet for Shadow Hills and Yurupa Hills. Once if they're a running team, they get behind like that, they're in a position where they don't really feel comfortable throwing the ball around, and then Shadow Hills kind of jumped all over them. So an easy win at home for Shadow Hills in the first round, which is always a nice thing because you kind of
desert team,
and you can kind of rest your guys in the second half a little bit, preserve your health because health is going to be a big thing moving forward.
Season gets long.
Everybody's banged up right now, so the more health you can kind of save, the better. So Shadow Hills, that receiving core did their thing. I know Reef had had a touchdown. Peppers had a touchdown as well. So, they're Shadow Hills, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, they've got a good draw.
Yeah.
So, and they're a good football team. So that could pay some dividends moving on to the next round.
That's awesome.
They got a tough matchup coming up, but we'll talk about that in the next segment. So pretty convincing win though. They had the easiest win out of everybody in the valley.
Good job.
Moving on to Division 12. So here's Division 12 where this is the desert bracket.
This was the division.
This is the division that everybody kind of been talking about in our circle because we got 4 teams. First game, Yucca Valley 43, Costa Mesa 17, and I heard it wasn't really even that close.
Yeah, Aiden had a couple touchdowns.
Aiden Pope had 3 touchdowns. Yucca Valley jumped all over him early. I believe Costa Mesa scored late to kind of make the game a little closer, but Aiden had 3. King had over 100 yards rushing and a touchdown. Seems like Yucca Valley's back to Yucca Valley. That offense is humming.
It's nice when that first round of the playoffs. It's nice to have an easy win, man. That's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, according to somebody that I know at the game, said the closest it was is when the Costa Mesa got off the bus. So it wasn't that close, apparently.
I've been to those type of games.
Yeah, it wasn't that close. Costa Mesa didn't really show up till the second half, they said. And, Yucca looked great. So Yucca moves on. We're excited to see how far that team can. They're the number 1 seed in Division 12. So they're looking to make a run as well. And once again, second round, no easy games, man. They got another tough one. They'll be on the road. But the Trojans did their thing, get to the second round.
So they're the number 1 seeded
in Division 12, yeah. So they're gonna get
Coachella beat them.
Yeah,
it's just the way it works.
Hey, the algorithm, man.
Yeah,
they had a much better record than Coachella too, and they played a tough non-league schedule. They played some tough teams, and I think they kind of looking into that game and hearing what their coach had to say, that the tough out of league schedule made it so they were prepared for these games. I guess in the past they hadn't been prepared for playoffs because they played cupcakes in the first 5 games.
We talked about that earlier. The preseason, there's an art to
scheduling those games.
Yeah.
There's a reason you want to get a good team on that schedule. You gotta get battle tested for playoffs and
not just league.
So Yucca, they look good. We were happy they're still around to cover, and we'll be looking forward to next week. And then moving on, so Division 12, we already talked about Coachella 35 over Banning. Great game. The Arrows move on. And then the other game in Division 12, My Desert Christian Academy Conquerors. So take on Arroyo Valley, an 8-2 teams. This was a big step up in competition. And
still went blow to blow with them.
So Arroyo Valley, in final score, Arroyo Valley 26, Desert Christian 24. So they get handed their first loss in the first round of the playoffs. I did some research on this game. I talked to a couple of my contacts over at Desert Christian. Coach Ernie, shout out to you, the offensive coordinator over there. Wanted to kind of see what they were feeling like. And Desert Christian had ample opportunity, even though he said they didn't play their best game. They made a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes. And Arroyo Valley was not the best matchup for them because they run the wing T. So they're going to run the ball, keep the defense off the field, and I guess they did
that clock.
They did a masterful job of that in the first half, kind of chewing up that clock. But even with that said, Desert Christian did have the lead. Going into halftime. Arroyo Valley made a nice little comeback. They had a couple nice backs that really gave the Conquerors, it gave them some trouble. But even with all that said and done, the final 2 possessions, Desert Christian gets down to the goal line. First one, this DB, I saw a video of it too. This DB just made from Royal Valley made a great play.
Really?
He kind of stumbled and the guy was open, and the quarterback tried to get it to him, and the DB just jumped up out of nowhere.
Was it an out?
He was out into the end zone, and
okay,
the guy just jumped it. He got up off the ground. Yeah, he got underneath it and got a pick. It was a great play. If you see it, you'll see it. It's online somewhere. I know I saw it. So that was their first opportunity to take the lead with about 4 minutes left. Defense comes out, gets a stop, and then Desert Christian gets the ball back again. They march it down, man. They march it down there, get it right on the cusp, and then they're out of time. So they got to kick a field goal to try and win the game. And unfortunately, the ball was not really in the middle of the field. It was on the hash. Yeah. And that's a tough kick, man. I don't care who you are. It's playoffs.
Yeah, when you get close and it's really wide, it's even harder.
Yeah,
really
it was close and
wide. Find a way to
wide.
get that ball in the middle if you can.
And the kid tried to kind of overcompensate for it, and he missed it to left, and that was all she wrote. Time went out, and Arroyo Valley celebrating on the field. So
what a great year though they had,
and a great game. I mean, I know that kid will take some heat for missing that kick, but there's never one play that loses you.
He made one earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's never all on one play. It's a team sport. There's hundreds of plays throughout the game. Yeah. You can't always just point it to one. So that being said, Desert Christian had a great year.
Fantastic year. It was fun.
And talking to their coaching staff, they've got 18 of 22 starters coming back next year.
Future is bright for them.
So the future is bright. I don't think they've scratched the surface over there
They're
at
just
Desert
getting
Christian.
started.
They're kind of just getting started, and a majority of those starters are sophomores and freshmen.
Kind of like a Banning, like what we saw at Banning.
So those are, that's another team that we're going to be following pretty closely, just because I think that the future is going to be way brighter. It'll be interesting to see what league they go to.
I was just going to say that'd be nice to get them in the big league they're going to have.
Yeah, because I think they can do some damage now they get this point. Maybe not starting the DEL bracket because come into the Super League next year, but they could definitely compete with DVL teams, and they've shown they can beat SVL teams already. Yeah. So
Yep.
I think that's something that they'll probably have to discuss going forward. I think that's maybe part of the plan.
It'd be fun to watch. So
and and I think that's a natural progression of things, but that's above our pay grade.
yeah,
But we'd like to see it as a fan.
Yeah, it would be
As a
fun.
fan, I'd like to see Desert Christian line up against the NDOs and the Cat Cities
Yeah.
and maybe a Yucca or a CV here and there. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun game. So, but shout out to the Conquerors, man. They had the only undefeated regular season in the Valley.
10-0.
Great season. Coach Johnson.
We talked about that for a long time.
Coach Johnson, in his first year full time as a head coach at DCA, 10-0. I mean, can't do much better than that.
Armstrong tree, baby.
Right, and he is from the Armstrong tree. So, shout out to Coach Johnson and DCA Conquerors. They'll be back. You had a great season. We're big fans.
Yeah.
We'll be following you guys next year. You guys, the future's bright over there at DCA. So, that's it for Division 12. And then lastly, our Division 13 matchup, our Golden Eagles, man, they go to Woodbridge of Irvine and come up a little short on the road. They didn't have that Golden Eagle magic this time. Woodbridge 28, Desert Hot Springs 13. So they're going to close out their year. But another fantastic year for Desert Hot Springs, right?
Played some good football.
Yeah.
Had some good wins. A lot of good successes. Just fell short in the end.
Yeah, and Coach P, he'll always have those guys ready to go.
He's done such a good job there.
Done a great job there, taking over. And all-time winning coach at the school. He broke that record this year. I know they have some young talent on that Desert Hot Springs team, so they'll be back as well. Golden Eagles had another phenomenal year. I mean, they're perennial playoff team as of now, right? They've made the playoffs a couple years in a row now.
Yeah.
It's kind of safe to assume that they're going to make the playoffs every year. So there's just a couple.
It's a good football environment up there. I've gone to a couple games out there. It's nice. They do it right.
They do it right.
I hear they got the best food, but that's
I don't know. Banning might get them on that one.
That barbecue is nice.
The food was pretty good at Banning, I gotta say. But shout out to the Golden Eagles. They close out their season. They had a great season. Make the playoffs. Got a tough draw going all the way out to Irvine, their first game. But
it's a long trip.
Yeah, I'm sure that plays into it. But they're gonna be back. Golden Eagles, great season. We'll be following you guys all off season and ready to cover you guys next year.
Get back in the weight room.
That's it, man. Off season starts today. So that's gonna do it for the week 12 wrap up. We're going to go ahead and preview round 2 of the playoffs. We got 5 teams left.
We got some good ones coming up.
And we got some tough games coming up. We're going to speak to those in the next segment right after we're from our sponsors. Looking to upgrade your home? Tile Designs by Fina is your one-stop destination for beautiful flooring, hard surfaces, and countertops. From timeless design, modern styles, they've got the perfect look for every room. Stop by today and transform your space with Tile Designs by Fina. Let's design together. Tired of payroll headaches? iPay Solutions is your local payroll and HR partner right here in the Coachella Valley. From direct deposits to compliance, we handle the details so you can focus on growing your business. iPay Solutions, local, reliable, and built for your success.
Got dirty carpets, tile, or furniture? Trust the Carpet and Tile Care Company, your family-run experts. We bring sparkle back to your home with top-notch cleaning services, reliable, affordable, and eco-friendly. Call us today. We can be reached at carpetcare.co. Phone number 760-773-5882.
Welcome back, everybody, to Desert Valley Blitz. We're going to move on to our Week 13, second round of the playoffs preview show. Coach Josh, what is your game of the week? We only got 5 to choose from. We're getting less candidates, but what are you thinking this week?
It's got to be Palm Springs Hart. I mean, I didn't grow up, but just a few years ago, I just always seen them on TV. I think it was like Fox number 2, or the second Fox channel. I watched Hart all the time. They was always on TV, and I just can't believe they're coming into town and playing Palm Springs. So
it's awesome for us old cats. Hart used to be a program that was a perennial powerhouse.
Even like 2019, they made a run. I think they got to the finals.
Yeah, in the state, on the state side, on the state level, right?
Yeah. So they're a good football team.
It's a good program. Good traditional program.
I think they stumbled a couple years recently, but they're on the way up again. So
so they're 8-3.
A lot of tradition there.
Hart's coming off a win last week in the first round over Mayfair, which is a school in the LA area, 52-24, not close.
Yeah, they're pretty balanced too, run and pass.
Yeah, they've got some guys. I know they got a receiver that's a D1 recruit. He's a junior. So he's going to be somebody that Palm Springs definitely going to have to know
where he's at,
where to be. But Palm Springs got some
they
recruits too, man. They got some dudes too. Yurupa might be one of the best linebackers in the Southern section. At least he's in the conversation as he's got to be on that all CIF team. He put on a show that
fantastic
first
football
round.
player, man.
I mean, he single-handedly created 2 touchdowns off of defense.
Everything you want in a football player.
Yeah.
He's got it.
So I mean, Palm Springs got some guys too. They're at home. Bishop Miller will have them that offense. The offense looked very balanced last week.
That's what you want.
Run and pass. They've got a couple guys that are contributing a little bit more. A couple young guys coming in and contributing a little bit more.
Coach Brown will have that defense ready.
They'll be ready, man. They'll be ready.
Can't wait. It's gonna be a good game.
Hart, a traditional Simi Valley power coming all the way. That's a long bus ride too. You got to factor that into the equation too. It's
far.
That's a good like 2.5 hour, 3 hour bus ride.
Yeah.
To get to the game. So
I hope you don't hit traffic.
I mean, and you got to leave early.
Yep.
Maybe they even come out here the day before. I don't know. They got money like that.
Pretty far.
It's pretty far. They're probably gonna have to leave around noon. I would imagine 1 o'clock noon just to make it past traffic and plan for that. So that's a long day. So advantage Palm Springs on that one. Palm Springs just got to show up to their locker room and get ready to play. But they're gonna have their hands full. Any game this time of year is not gonna be an easy task.
No.
So and Hart has a couple guys. I know they got a receiver. They're pretty balanced team looking at their stats.
Quarterback's pretty good.
They're a solid football team. 8-3 overall record, so no slouch.
So is Palm Springs.
Palm Springs outside of 1/2 is basically undefeated. So we're pulling for the Indians big time.
100%.
I think this is the year Indians can make a run. I know it's the toughest division, but hey, we like a challenge, and I think Palm Springs is the team to do it. They've been the best Valley team, I think, from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And I think it's being shown now here in the playoffs. So
game of the week.
We're expecting them to get to the semifinals. So we're going to be out there cheering on the Indians. If anybody else is in the Palm Springs area on Friday night, come out and see a show, man. Rapoa, Miller, Tank Smith, all these guys are going to put on a show for you guys. So we'll be out there. So game of the week, Palm Springs, Hart.
Yeah, 100%.
Second semifinals on the line.
The other games are good too, but that's just the one I got. I'm looking at. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Moving on. So Palm Desert, the next highest seeded team in the Valley, is going to Patriot, which is in Yurupa Hills.
Good football team.
10-1.
Yeah, they were the ones that they scored 50 on Shadow Hills. They went back and forth. It was a heartbreaking loss for Shadow, but. Good football team.
Shadow Hills couldn't stop them. Couldn't stop their run game.
Yeah.
And Shadow Hills is a good defense. I think we've seen the rest of their results. They're a pretty good defense, a good football
team. Palmer does a good job getting those guys ready. He's like that. We brought him in here, and you can just tell he loves defense, man. So
he's a defensive mind, and he had a hard time stopping this team. But on the flip side, this team does seem like they're a running team. They have 2 backs that average over 100 yards. So they look like they've got 2 really stellar backs, but that kind of plays into Palm Desert's hands.
Palm Desert can stop that run.
Defensively, that plays right into Palm Desert's strength because they're the best in the Valley probably at stopping the run.
Yeah, but then we hear AJ got hurt maybe, so that's
the X factor.
Hopefully he's coming back healthy, and that's something to keep an eye on. So.
Yeah, that's definitely something we'll be looking out at because that's a big time factor in this game. If Rivera is healthy or not.
And then the backup comes in, he does well. So I think he went 4 for 5 when he did throw. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. He's from what people have been telling me, he looked really good.
Awesome.
But starting a quarterfinal game is a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah.
But Coach Forty, if that's the way they got to go, Coach Forty, get them ready. Next man up mentality. Yep. But Palm Desert still should be probably favored in that game.
Oh, yeah.
But it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. And you like we know in playoff football, you can't make mistakes. One mistake at the wrong time, and you're going home.
Got to play your best ball right now.
Yeah,
so.
And that's what everybody's shooting for. That's what coaches. That's why we preach to you. Try and be perfect because you want to be perfect in these situations.
In these moments,
yeah, in these
when it
situations
counts.
when your season's on the line.
And you want to trust that guy next to you not to make a mistake.
Yep, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So tough task for Palm Desert. We'll keep an eye on the Rivera story. We're all hoping and praying he's healthy enough to go. I know
defense can hold you in it.
Yeah, and you only need a couple with that defense, right? I mean, but they'll be tested though this week. Patriots 10-1 for a reason, and they got a great offense. They put up big numbers on offense.
It's gonna be a good game.
Good game, and that's what the quarterfinals.
I wish that was in town too.
That's all what the quarterfinals are about, though, man. Good games.
Yeah.
So let's go Palm Desert. We'll be pulling for you. We want you to come back home so we can see you again. To come back home and cover another home game. So, but we have to be Road Warriors this weekend.
Yeah.
Moving on to Shadow Hills matchup in Division 11. They're going to be playing the Baldwin Park Braves, which is another at-large team, just like them.
Okay.
Another at-large team. Overall record 6-5. So not a powerhouse. They played in a pretty good. They played against some pretty good teams, pretty good competition.
In a good league.
They finished 5th in their league.
Ooh.
So a pretty good league. Watching film on them, they're kind of similar to Shadow Hills. They spread the ball out and they got athletes on the edges. Defensively seems where they might be able to get got. They give up some points looking at their scores. And Shadow can score. They're winning mostly shootouts. They beat a team called Maranatha 42-28 last week to get into this quarterfinals. And before that they've been giving up about 30 points a game. So it looks like it could be a shootout if
I heard they struggle a little bit with the blitz, so it might be something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I mean, Palmer will have something dialed
he
up.
likes his blitzes.
He likes the blitz, man. That guy's bringing pressure. He'll have something dialed in. But it's a game I think Shadow Hills will be favored on paper.
Yeah.
Like we said, we think Shadow Hills might be the top of that bracket that they're in. But now they got to go show it. It doesn't really mean anything on paper. You got to go win these games, especially on the road.
Got to go out and execute and still win games.
Yeah, and Baldwin Park is not close. I believe it's it's about a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
So another getting on the bus.
It's a long trip.
That's always a factor, guys. In high school football, those bus trips, I could tell you from experience.
Yeah, those kids looking out the window for 2 hours, things driving.
It's not easy to get them. You got to be have a lot of leadership on your team for that not to matter in high school. So that will be a factor. But we are expecting Shadow Hills to continue on and be back home next week.
Go get them, Shadow.
Yeah. So Knights, let's do this, man. Let's bring it home. Get to that semifinals. Moving on to Division 12. We have 2 teams left in Division 12. First team is a team we saw last week, the Coachella Valley Arabs. They're going to be going on the road again, man. They didn't win the coin toss apparently because they're back on the road. They're going to be playing the Paris Panthers.
Oh, Paris.
Old Paris, man. Not Citrus Hills Paris. This is new. This is old Paris. This is a Paris that I used to play against in the 90s. Always have athletes. Paris Panthers are.
In the Pop Warner days, they had good.
They always even they got guys. Their overall record though is 5-6, so they're kind of similar to Coachella in the fact that they kind of lost some games early to some bigger schools. And then they even lost to Banning. Banning beat them early in the season in a close game, but Banning did beat them. But now it looks like they've kind of peaked, and they're playing their best ball of the season. They went their first game in the playoffs. They went to Citrus Hills, which is almost like a rivalry game because they're pretty close. That's just right down the street. They took care of Citrus Hills, which is usually a pretty good football team, 51-22. So they put some points on. They got a sophomore quarterback at Paris that's been making some noise. He's going to be trouble for the Arabs. He's a pretty good. 2 weeks in a row, the Arabs are playing some top-notch quarterbacks. Yeah. The Inland Empire has some guys. So this game to me, I mean, I think people were saying that CV should kind of be the favorites, but I don't know. I think this is kind of a coin toss. I think Paris is gonna, and that's on the road. So
the Banning game was close.
Banning game was close.
So the Coachella Banning game was also close. So it sounds like it's going to be another close game.
Another close game. Yeah. I think, and a lot of points scored. I think Paris kind of has some similar scores to Coachella Valley, where they lean heavily on their offense. They're putting up about 35 points a game. Defense giving up 28. So it's It's going to be another.
Ivans could score. So.
Yeah, it's going to be another barn burner in terms of the offensive firepower. And this is going to come down to who makes the least amount of mistakes. Coachella's a pretty veteran that squad. Coach Johnson will have them ready to go
Good
on the road.
coaching staff. They'll be ready to go.
Top notch coaching staff. They'll have the kids ready. Another challenge though. They're gonna face some athletes. But the good thing is I think Banning would probably be a good warm up for that because Banning had some guys too.
Yeah, they had some guys.
They had some guys that will give you nightmares as a DC out there trying to cover.
I was looking around. I was like, geez, these guys got some.
Yeah,
got some guys that can play.
So Coachella got another nice little test in front of them, Coach Johnson. We wish you good luck going on the road. Come back home. We want to see you guys we want to see a semifinal between you and the next team we're going to talk about.
That'd be awesome.
Yucca Valley Trojans. So if both of these teams win in Division 12, we'll have a semifinal rematch.
These guys are always playing each other. Right? We won't get to it too. I know.
They can't get away from each other, man. These guys always. But they got to take care of business first. And Yucca has a nice little task on their hands. They're going all the way up to Simi Valley. Another long bus ride all the way up to play a team called Grace. It's probably a private school. I would imagine a small private school.
Yeah.
But they're 8-3 overall. 8-3 overall, and they've got a back, number 14. I'm trying to find his name. He looks like he's going to be a problem for Yucca. He might be the Aiden Pope of their team because it seems like he's every highlight I've seen, he's just busting a big one. So. They look like they run the ball a little bit. Not too much information. Let's see who they beat in the first round. They played Rialto, which is no pushover. Rialto has had a turnaround season. They beat Rialto in the first round 28-27, so a close game.
1 point.
1 point game, man.
Just proves that they can win the close one.
Win the close one. But they come out on top of that and all the way into the second round. So Yucca is technically the 1 seed. So they should be favored, but like I said, going on the road, man, it's never an easy task. Looks like this team puts up a lot of points too, so it'll be pretty similar. They scored a couple of times in the 60s. Oh. Yeah, so it's kind of similar. It's kind of similar styles looking at their offense and at least the little pieces I've seen, similar to they spread, throwing the ball around. Probably going to come down to who can get a stop. Usually, when it's two offensive powerhouses, just like defense that shows up, like we saw last week in our game. The defense that made the quick adjustment that could stop.
Kids implemented it. It was awesome.
And you're never going to totally slow these guys down, totally shut them out, but just slow them down.
Yeah.
So that's what it'll be. That's what probably be this game coming down to. But looking at film, they've got a couple guys that are going to give Yucca some problems. But we're pulling for the Trojans. We want to see a CV.
That would be awesome.
A CV rematch, man.
It was a good game when they played.
Yucca Valley. Well, Yucca Valley came out a little flat. I think if they play again, it's going to be a different story.
Came out hot that game. We were there.
Yeah, it'll be a different story if they play. But we don't want to jinx it, so we're not going to get there. But that would be the matchup if they both can go on the road and get a victory. And that's something.
Two desert teams.
For us, that's something that'd be like a dream scenario. So we're gonna be pulling for that, hoping that happens. But we'll wait to talk about it until we get there. So. Well, that's gonna do it, man.
That's it.
Week 13, man. How you feeling about the season so far?
It's kind of sad. It's getting close to being over, but I'm excited for the team still playing. It's always fun to keep playing this late in the season. And I remember my old coach used to always say, "You always want to be playing around Thanksgiving."
Yep, that's right. That's the old motto.
We have a good chance that multiple teams in the desert might be playing around Thanksgiving. I think that would be really cool. I know it's a ways away, but. I'm positive.
Yeah, so. I think we'll have a couple. I think we have a couple of number 1 seeds. I think this week's probably going to be our biggest test because everybody's away.
So if there's any home games, get out there and support, man. Yeah, these are big games for these kids. Games. They're going to remember these games for the rest of their lives.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. These are the games that the guys will talk about when they're old like us, and old and gray, and they're going to remember when we played Hart at home. And
they sure will.
That's what this is all about. So
remember that Paris game?
Yeah. And remember, every victory for the Valley is every team from the Valley that wins in these playoffs is validation for the Valley.
Yeah.
For too long, teams have kind of disrespected us, and coaches have said they wanted to play us because we weren't that good in football. And I think people are now realizing, hey, they got some good teams. Yeah, there's some teams you don't want to play down there.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty good. So I think we're changing that mentality. We still got 5 teams left, which is awesome. Amazing.
Yeah.
We're hoping to have a couple more left after next week, and the story continues. Let's do it. So we're looking forward to it. We're going to be covering it. We'll be with you guys for the rest of the season. So if you like that episode, you found some value, you guys know the routine. Like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll see you next time on Desert Valley Blitz.